Hi, I'm Lou and it's a beautiful spring day, so I thought I'd get out and make a quick video because yesterday I was having a conversation with a parent and oh, there's a buzzard hovering over there. Sorry, buzzard intermission. It's probably a speck on the camera. It's pretty cool. But yes, I was having a conversation with a parent who had heard of Forest School but didn't know much about it. And she asked me a question, which I thought other people might have this question, so it might make a good video topic. Her question was, are forest schools all completely outdoors? Which is actually not as easy as a yes or no answer, because forest schools come in all different shapes and sizes and they run in all sorts of different settings and setups. And also, forest school is the name of an approach and a philosophy and not completely about a place. So it's not that straightforward to answer. So forest schools could be run as like early years settings where the kids are going out every day. They could be attached to a mainstream school. They could be run as like clubs on Saturdays. They could be run with sort of kids that are struggling in, having a rough time in mainstream education. So they're like an alternative provision. Or I've run projects with like looked after children who are in children's homes. Of course, forest school doesn't have to work with kids either. It might be with adults, adults with dementia. I've heard of projects working with the elderly, for example. So forest schools come in all different shapes and sizes, and they also operate in all sorts of different spaces. Ideally, as natural a space as you can get, which the ideal, of course, is a woodland, but not all run in woodlands. Some are running, in the corner of a playing field on a school grounds, for example. So it really does vary their spaces. So I guess the question might not be, do they all have indoor spaces? The question to ask perhaps is like, how do you shelter if the weather's really bad, really wet and cold? Perhaps, I think, is what that parent was really asking me. So some might actually have structures or buildings. I know some that have got like little log cabins, or they might have yurts or teepees or roundhouses that are kind of permanent or semi-permanent structures that they've either bought and had constructed, or they've built themselves. They can use in the woodland materials. However, not everybody has that. I've certainly operated forest schools all year round with groups where there was no space like that. So in inclement weather, it's a case of rigging up shelters, rigging up tarps, having fires, and that sort of thing, because we don't want to be neglectful of the participants' needs. And because forest school is happening all year round, particularly if you're working with little children that really kind of get cold quite quickly in the winter, it's important to obviously make sure everyone's comfortable, or at least not getting too uncomfortable. But of course, clothing is coming in as the first level of protection against the elements. So like I see the first layer of shelter being actually appropriate outdoor clothing. So that's really important as well, making sure the parents understand how to dress their children with the layer system, which I have got a video about, which I'll pop the link in the description below. So yeah, it varies. They may or may not have any spaces, and that is the answer to that question. What do you think? Do you have indoor spaces at your forest school, or at least some sort of sheltered space? Let me know in the comment section below. If you've enjoyed this video, do give us a like and a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel so you can join us in the woods again next time. And thanks for watching. And as we close, look, how's this for a spring scene? Look, little lambs. Bye. Forest school, running all different sites. In adverse weather, don't have a fright. Set up a shelter to meet your needs so you can keep playing and head to the trees.